Okay, go ahead.
Calling the meeting to order at 8:05. And who's our secretary today?
I will.
Okay. And I have a motion, please, to approve the agenda.
A motion.
And the seconder,
Sure.
Ryan? All okay? Does anyone here have a pecuniary interest in any of our agenda items? No. We have no closed session. We have no delegations or presentations. Now moving on to 7.1, has everyone had a chance to review the minutes of last meeting? And a motion, please, to approve the minutes.
I'll move to adopt the minutes.
Okay, and seconder? It's Ryan and Timmy, and all okay? Next up, business arising from the minutes. There's nothing under that notation, so we'll move on to the treasurer's report, Sherry.
Yeah. Right. Kick off December budget and wrap up. So all in all, it was a really good event. Had a good turnout all day long. People were there coming and going and shopping, and we ended up doing, overall, we had our total sponsorship that I collected was 2,650. Total vendors was 1,080. We made $110 from the beer and wine sales. So the total expenses, our liquor license was 150. The insurance was 586. Sorry, it's a special event, a license. By the insurance was 586.65. Our outside police was 1301.45. So the expenses to sell the liquor was 2,038.10, with only making $110. So I'm thinking that this is maybe not something we do moving forward, unless we're actually going to make, you know, money out of it or do something. So we had materials and supplies of $55.37, and printing was actually $117.50. Contracted services, the Groove Marmalade Band, which was a big hit, was $1,412. The DJ was $900. The stage was $1,017. The Zoo to You was $943.55. The inflatables was $2,121.01, and Dawn on the Job was $282.50. Total contracted out services was $6,676.06. Other expenses was $172.87, which I mentioned. So total expenses was $8,887.03, minus the income gives us $5,047.03 that we that was between the income and the expenses that we brought in.
Does anyone have any questions for Sherry or discussion around the wrap up?
So Sherry, how does that compare to what the budget was set out for?
Well, I've never, my problem was I never really received, in the past, they had a budget and they had it actually broke down. And even on our every general ledger I got from our township, it never had the budget on it for for us. Here's somewhere. Where are we here? I never seen actual numbers. I think somebody told me or something that it was about 6,000, but I never actually I never seen it on our reports. I've never seen a breakdown. I don't know if I can go back to the last minutes, because it would have been on the December minutes when they would have done the budget for this year, the old BIA board, but that I've asked that.
I think Kimberly sent today in May
if I'm not mistaken.
But when I looked through all our financials, like that I've been sent from the township.
So the budget was based on the fall and spring expenses and revenues being combined, right?
Yeah.
So that we could have the spring or summer, I guess. And then know what was left over for the fall, right? Because it was, because you could balance between the two. So the question is, whatever's been consumed in the spring, there's the leftover for the fall.
So you didn't really break down the budget per event, you just.
We combine
figured
those,
you
we
would
combine
still
those
put
two.
Summer did, and then the rest gets left.
Yeah, because there was always a problem with trying to get enough donations in for one or the other. So it was more of a, let's combine them and see how it works.
But it was those two combined. Right?
Those two were combined,
Summer and
yeah.
fall.
Not ladies' night.
Now, Ladies' Night had its own budget, Christmas in the Village had its own budget, but these are the big events, right? Like, I mean, each one of those events is pretty much the size of our BIA levy. So that's why it was trying to balance the two of them out.
So
So is that the budget right there? Like, is that the printed budget?
no, this is our current budget comparison, and this
But
is
it
like,
should be
Yeah,
on
it
there.
should be on there.
yes,
I see what you're saying.
I don't know what date that one was, because I do have different ones, but every time I went through, because you can see where they putting out a budget, like.
So the one I sent out with the package that Kimberly had sent out, it's like a kind of a year-to-date budget actual.
What was the date on that one?
Well, I sent it out as part of this.
Yesterday.
package.
Oh, okay.
But so this one's got 13,900, I believe, which is the combined expenses.
Oh, combined expenses,
Correct.
but there wasn't like an actual budget put out for it, is that like?
13,900 is
Okay,
the actual
13,
budget.
okay.
It is.
Oh, under the fall festival.
It is.
Yeah.
broken down.
But where'd that one come from?
Well, that's the one Kimberly sent out
Alright,
on
13,912.
this one.
Yeah, which I think has 13,900.
Yeah, and that's, so, yeah, and I guess that's where I was getting confused, because I'm like
Yeah.
seeing, and I'm not seeing anything under summer. So,
yeah, so
You've got it.
really they should move up, right? Like, so the 6,500 should really come out of that 13,000.
It's 8,887.03
So where's the 8,000 number, sorry?
total expenses.
no, but minus the revenue we brought in.
Minus the revenue.
5,047, yes.
No,
Income
that's,
minus expenses.
where do you see that number?
I think
Yeah,
she's on Kimberly's report, right here.
where's that number on this spreadsheet?
I think there's some that have crossed, right? So I think there's some expenses that haven't been processed yet.
Yeah.
So they may not have been
Yeah,
captured.
so yeah, and also my expenses are including the HST that they would like,
We would sub that out.
yeah, so
Part of it.
that's, yeah, so once they finished like processing everything, then we'll have a better. But from my, what I did, it would be 5,000, like, again, take out the HST portion that we get back. So we're looking at,
So we have a total budget of $13,912 for the two events. And expenses minus income, we're at 5,047.03.
yeah,
So if you take that off the 13,912, is that what's left over for the fall event?
Kind of, but you also have to look at that revenue number, right? Like, you have a revenue number of 9,700, and we picked up a revenue of 3,800. So you picked up a third of the revenue almost.
Do you understand, Sherry? What Ryan just said?
yeah, like
Yeah.
basically you're expecting that much in revenue with sponsors and
Yeah,
everything.
well, it's,
Because I thought I was
3,000.
told that as long as, I can't remember.
As long as we pick up,
it just
The
puts more,
revenue-
it puts more pressure on the revenue for fall.
Yeah.
Is what happens.
yes,
Yeah, because I remember at one of our meetings when I said what I had in sponsors, I was told that that was good. It had exceeded kind of what we needed for summer.
Well, we're looking for the combined events, you needed 6,500 in sponsorship. Right. So whatever you got from,
We got more than half.
No, we got 26,
you got
yeah.
2,650.
So, yeah,
Oh, okay, right. Because that means,
Yeah.
so about,
And you
And-
budgeted for 3,200, you got 1,080,
Right. And your revenue for vendors was, 1,080,
Yeah.
but we were expecting,
so you're a little under.
so a little under on the vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So you're
just-
gonna need to make up the deficit, which would be what, a little of 6,000 something for your fall event, right? In terms of your income.
Or underspend.
Or
or
understand.
understand.
And then that was the whole point of
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
them together, right?
yeah,
so that is actually another agenda item. The budget for the fall event toward the end of the agenda. So we
Yeah.
can discuss
Yeah.
that.
and that's
Well-
what I'm saying, you know, our
Yeah.
You
expenses,
need to know what it is right now, right?
Exactly.
But they're kind of combined, right?
Yeah.
our expenses to sell the liquor was 2,038. So, and we made $110 out of it. So if I honestly don't think we should do,
Well, that would be a way to save on the expenses.
yeah.
But I have a
But
question.
making money on the liquor was never a point, right? Like the point of having a beer garden is a draw, not to make
Yeah.
money.
So one way potentially to save on, we are moving forward, but I do understand the thinking of doing it now while we've got this in front of us. Correct me if I'm wrong, but instead of police, we could have a private security for the sake of policing the,
I believe we
Okay.
looked into that last time, and the police, I believe, have to designate security. So it has to go to the police first. And if the police can't do it, then we can use.
and this is the,
Having alcohol.
and this
If you're
is.
having alcohol.
Only having
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and this is the requirement of the county because we're on a county road, or is it the township?
No,
Or is it government?
As long as you have
Yeah.
alcohol in it, you have to have a
Okay.
police officer.
Okay, but then for the
Or
ladies,
security system.
for the ladies' night, I was told, you know, we have local people and we do for the kick off the summer, because we still have the Legion, Pastry Peddler and Mercantile. So.
Yeah, but they have a licensed area. They're.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying though. So on ladies' night,
And-
you know, they're doing the three things.
We're not on Main Street.
So why, like, why can't we just promote like the Legion, the Mercantile and
We
Pastry
can.
Peddler instead of spending this money to bring in a liquor license? That's, I'm saying, like,
Mhm.
I was, you know, trying to keep things local. I was told I couldn't do the same thing for ladies' night, to keep it local,
No,
so.
sorry, you weren't told you couldn't do the same for ladies. We were told that you had a $1,600 budget.
And
That's a
in
big
another
difference.
conversation, it was keep it, and the Legion is gonna have it open, and I said, well, if the Legion was open on Summerfest, so I just think that.
The Legion's not a BIA.
To clarify, the question that I think that you were asking was, could the Mercantile, the Pastry Peddler and Moody's sell in the beer event? And I said, no, not
No.
us for sure,
Yeah,
because that we're not covered by the.
yeah, no, and it was just a question I wanted to put
Yeah.
out there, or could the Mercantile and Pastry Peddler, just so like the area in front of the stage has.
They
more
can't
drinks.
expand without getting permission.
Yeah, oh, no, I get all that, and there is a way, but instead of doing that, then, you know, like,
You
why
mean
not?
just have the
You're
vendors
just saying
take care.
about promoting them as that's where you go for if you want to drink.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
same with the Legion, the
Because they're-
Legion's open on, in
You're
the
right.
summer
Yeah.
fest.
Your license for your AGO, they couldn't expand, they'd have to amend their license, so it
Yeah.
is that's, you could actually promote any of the restaurants if they wanted to go for a drink.
Right.
And-
Oh, no, we're doing that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, we're,
In lieu of having a license. on
That's
the
what I'm
street.
saying.
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah.
yeah,
that's-
so that's all I'm saying is why do this? Why not just keep promoting our local venues for a place to go and have a drink? Because it's still you know, you can still, Legion has, you know, has alcohol, Pastry Peddler, Moody's.
Yeah.
And just instead of spending this money,
Yeah.
you know, out there, and then that money can be, like, you know, all the events can get a fair budget instead of the summer taking up the majority of it, when we have 4 events that we want to bring people downtown for.
I think the question is, can we afford $1,300 plus for police? Or is there a less expensive way to do the liquor? Because I agree that this is a big loss for us. And does it really help our members to sell liquor so that we can attract people to the event? Or is it maybe doing the opposite? Because we're bringing in an outside vendor of alcohol, is taking away sales from.
I think
Or-
Sherry's point is probably good in the sense that just leave the alcohol sales to the vendors that have licenses to sell it. I think that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for ladies' night. I think that's already determined, but I think.
I think for any of
I
your
think
events.
for
it
me,
makes
it's
sense.
you
Yeah,
know, I honestly do.
Yeah.
Like, as a,
Yeah.
you know, there's better ways we can spend that money, or, you know, advertising more, doing stuff
Exactly.
as a
Yeah.
BIA, making the BIA more noticeable, you know, that this is our event and to advertise and get people in. Not everybody does social media, so we
Yeah.
need to find a way, like our newspaper, but find a way, other ways that people know about it.
Right.
So.
So the money is better spent elsewhere. Then I would agree on that.
And then it's also less work that us volunteers have to do to collect donations, to collect sponsorships, you know, because we're all trying to do that to offset these expenses as well. And I also think for sponsorships that maybe starting next year, why can't we do a sponsorship like for a year? So have like, and for another time, but it would be like a level and make it sponsorship 1, 2, or 4 events. But you do it once a year rather than, again, going out, spending time, doing letters, doing follow-up calls. And, you know, and I think it might be something for next year that we can do moving forward.
Okay, so that is the summer wrap up. Do we have going back to the treasurer's report as a whole, do we have to motion the deposits and checks?
Yeah, so do you want me to go over what I've turned in for June?
So we have this treasurer's report here from Sherry.
And like. Okay, yeah. Okay.
It is in the agenda package.
Yeah.
So
So I think where you jumped ahead was 9.1.1 was the kickoff to summer budget and wrap up. Do you want to just do a motion to receive and adopt that report?
well, if I'd first like to ask if anyone has any concerns or questions about this.
We haven't got to that yet. I think this
Do you
is
want to do
still,
this at the end?
you still have to, so this report that Sherry just did, right, with your summary of your income and expenses for your
That was-
summer event,
Yeah.
that was a report. So that was 9.1.1.
Yes.
So do you want to adopt that, make a motion to adopt, and then you can go to your treasurer's report?
You go to 9.1.2.
Yeah, but I think with 9.1.1, I don't think we're quite done with that one yet.
Yeah, but if it's not,
Like,
if you're still discussing your finances on it, you don't want to adopt something that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that one's gotta come back with the comparison to the budget, so we know what's left for fall.
Okay, I thought yeah.
Well, that's at the end of.
No, that's the kind of point in time budget statement. This
Yeah.
isn't telling, there's nothing here telling us what the fall was. That's a list of every expense.
Right.
So 11.2.3
You don't have your-
is the fall festival budget review. Toward the end of our agenda. So I think
Okay, but what do we,
if your concern with the summer festival wrap up is the fall festival, then we can revisit that later.
well, I think the summer festival one is okay, like it talks about the revenues and the
It's
expenses,
factual.
but it's not comparing it to what it should be, right? That's, so it's kind of just hanging there. Like, it's not telling us what the revenue should have been or what the expenses should have been. So we're not, there's nothing to reconcile to. Like, you're right, it's factual, but it's meaningless in a vacuum.
Well, what are you asking Sherry to do here?
Compared to the budget.
So if we,
But the budget combines two events.
Right, so then it'll give you the output for what the next event.
yeah, so if the expenses were 13,912, then you want to
And
take.
don't do it on the fly, Sherry. Like, I think we need to bring back a report that has it. Like, just take the
So
time you
we're
need to
gonna
do
resolve
it
this
properly.
today.
Not to, yeah, you can't do it today, like in the meeting. In the next meeting, bring back that report with the budget, with what's left for the next fall budget.
Oh, so break them
Yeah.
down into insurance, like break it down into what this is, like from this and put it over.
Right, I mean,
My other column, because I didn't know where this information was, because I kept looking at the summer one,
Okay.
right?
Correct.
So take these numbers here that we have for expenses and break them into the expenses I have.
exactly.
Okay,
So
yes,
we're-
now that I know where
There's
that,
no rush to do that, like you're not in a,
Yeah, so don't do it now.
bring it back
Yeah.
for your next meeting.
okay, all right, no, yeah, okay, now I now that I see what these numbers are, it makes it,
Yeah.
because that's what I said.
Would it make it easier, Sherry, because I did send this as an Excel document, would it make sense to just input those numbers, because then you can do a calculation?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right away.
that's all it needs.
Yeah,
so, and again, they haven't gotten everything, so they haven't been able
So
to
give you
update.
time to get
Yeah.
all your expenses in.
Yeah, yeah,
So we're not,
We'll defer it.
we're deferring this.
You're just deferring 9.11.
Right.
Till the next meeting.
But before we carry on to BIA bucks and donation from Kawartha Downs, which are not financial statements, I don't think.
Oh, you're saying, sorry, that 9.1 was an actual report? Is that what we missed? That?
Well, this is what Sherry submitted as her report.
But that's not 9.1.1.
no, that's just the Summerfest, and then
Right.
this is what I've done
Right.
last month.
That's 9.1.
Yeah,
You
this
need
This
to
is
adopt.
9.1.
Right, so we need to adopt that so that can get paid.
That's what I want to
So maybe what we'll do in
go
the
back to.
future is like put numbers on them, so we know.
That's what
we're
I've
talking
done.
about. Yeah,
9.1,
Okay.
9.11.
No, we just jumped ahead by accident.
yeah,
So,
okay.
okay, so I'd like to go back to 9.1, the treasurer's report. And this is what we need to have in our minutes in order to,
Yeah,
for the audit trail.
yeah,
Okay, so does anyone have any questions about this report? Does everyone have? it? I have one question. It's the the Lions Club advertising for the car show. Did
Yeah.
we want that? There was a question raised about whether or not we could cut a check directly to the Lions Club. Lions don't care.
okay, but has the check, do you know? Because, see, I just figured when they sponsor us, they give us a check.
Yeah.
So when a requisition came in that we were sponsoring them, that we would do the same thing,
Yeah,
so
so-
that's why I put the check requisition in.
so I talked to Kimberly about it yesterday. So you did put a check rec in
Yes.
for the Lions Club. So if you want to do it as a donation, then we would just change the account number that you've assigned it to, and you could cut a check to the Lions Club for $200. If you want to pay the advertising as the invoice, I think that Kathy had
I have
submitted,
another copy of here. if we
which is
want.
about $197. You can do that. You just have to pull back the check rec for the $200 and submit that to be paid.
Okay.
Does the invoice have to therefore be addressed to BIA as opposed to Lions Club?
I asked Kimberly that, she said no, that if you're paying it on their behalf, that she can just process it as
It would be the
is.
same as when you pay and
Then
then,
this would be, to do this would be in accordance with the budget, because the budget was for promotion of the car show, not for a donation.
Right.
So this would be more in keeping. The Alliance have no problem with, might take another month to get the check.
It won't take another month. It just,
Okay.
we do process checks in 5 days. So
yeah.
Mhm.
if
Okay.
it's dropped off Monday, it wouldn't be done for today.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
So,
So you'd have it by like next week or something.
Okay, so then I think it would be better therefore, if now keeping in mind that this is 223.29 with the HST, but I think if you back out the HST, that we're still within the $200, which was budgeted.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
So we can amend that,
Well, there's an
Maybe.
account, sorry, there is an account specifically for,
So your paperwork that you have in is for,
Advertising for the car show.
well, what you have in is a donation, right? If you process it as is.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to do it that way, that's fine, you absolutely can, but you have to pull back the paperwork you submitted.
Okay,
Yeah.
So we just have to make sure that Corey hasn't already processed it. She was trying to get to it as quickly as she
Yeah.
could. But it's just a little bit more paperwork for you, that's all.
and I'd like
So
to,
she already has it, right?
Yes,
So we
she
can
does.
make it simple. You guys continue to talk. I'll go get the info.
and I'd like to, I'll reach out to Kimberly or Corey and see what, because I know what the percentage to breakdown. So when I do the reports, I can do them accurately and pull out the HST when I'm doing my stuff as well, just to give us a more accurate,
I'm gonna turn up here.
give us a more accurate look at things when I'm doing.
Really, it's just sitting here, we have a split page.
Plus.
So for the minutes,
Good question, Mary.
everything's reported. We are gonna pay the $197, correct?
no, we are paying $223.29.
Okay,
So,
do we need a motion for that?
Yes.
Oh,
well,
do.
we need a
motion for
motion
them all.
for them all.
Okay, but we're
I'm-
changing from the budget, the amount. We're
it's
doing-
just, it's an amended report.
So
We'll approve the
so
amended
instead of-
treasurer's
Lions Club, it's Old Autos Publications. I'll write it down here.
report. Sorry, is it? I thought it is going to Lions.
To who?
No,
We're-
maybe
no,
we're
we're
doing
paying the
donation.
advertising.
Yeah,
They're serving directly the advertising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Which that's what they did in the
Yeah.
past too. They paid Brad directly or they
that's
paid.
still an amended treasurer's report.
Correct.
yes.
correct.
So we'll approve the amended treasurer's.
Awesome.
Okay, so, and this, yeah. I'm gonna go to the
So what's the name, sorry?
Old Autos Publications, Inc.
And the amount again, Kathy, 223.29.
29.
And the GL line does not need to change.
No, it
No.
should stay the same then.
Yeah,
Okay, my next question is the supplies for lady, no, not that.
No.
Printing for ladies' night and marketing, various, is that okay for?
Okay, no, sorry, the supplies for ladies' night, that should have been summer. It should have been the summer festival. I realized that after, where it said it's the, and I got the, sorry, I do have the invoice, but the invoice was actually various things. When I asked Brad for an invoice, he gave me an invoice from last year and this year. So that's why I put various, and it's
But
actually,
for the sake of our minutes, we need a breakdown, I think.
yeah,
Do you or just put it all to marketing?
Yeah, why can't we put it all to marketing?
I'm sorry, is this here?
Various.
Oh, okay.
Begins with a V.
Answer.
should be.
Like if it's all marketing material, then you just.
Yeah, it was printing for, because I just got it, so it'll be in, it's gonna be in this stuff. Yeah, so this is the break, like, so this was the breakdown. There was Halloween and Christmas posters. The kickoff to summer posters.
Sorry, but is it all Brad?
Yeah, it's all
Then
right.
it's just all in marketing.
Okay, so we get
We don't
the
care.
total, okay, so then, see, I've got, 364.40 was the total,
Mhm.
ladies' night in marketing.
So
Yeah.
it's all marketing. So what is the GL line for marketing?
So 37.50.
37.60, 50, sorry.
I think, I believe.
37.60, can somebody confirm?
3150.
Okay, so yeah, so I had put, that's where I put the raffle tickets and gift certificates, because they're things that we use ongoing, right? So we'll put them all under that, okay.
Now, so we're also, need to record, Bridget, help me with this or that. Do we have to record these deposits? I think we do. In the minute.
So I think you've submitted this as part of your package with itemizes,
So you don't have to go individual.
Yeah.
Just your full.
just a motion
Yeah.
to receive that report and pay those checks as listed, those expenses as listed.
Yeah, so the other thing is I still have this cash because I haven't been into TD, that $110 wine sales. So
Okay.
I was gonna e-transfer it. Can I e-transfer it or should I just take this cash? I'm going up to Peterborough tomorrow morning. I can hit the TD. I just haven't been in Peterborough to do banking, right? So
Right, okay,
I wasn't sure, so, I still, that's why it's on the June, like, it's on the June report, but because I thought I was gonna get it up there, but I didn't have a chance to.
okay, so if you want to do the deposit tomorrow, that would be
Yes,
great.
Okay,
And then if you just keep your slip for that and you can submit it
Yeah, I
to Karen.
yeah. I give them all the checks too, any checks that we get once I deposit it.
She may, yeah,
I
so
put
when
that in the report so because I don't have a deposit slip, so when I do the e-deposit online, I write down the date and then I put that when I submit my report into.
okay, so I'll just mention to Corey that this is going to be coming, so she may have to amend your,
Yeah,
because you submitted this as part of your,
because I thought I was gonna get up to the bank.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I didn't have a car.
yeah, okay.
So for sake of our minutes, we can just put an amended version of this attached to our,
So you can just receive it as amended and a motion. So you amended your Lions Club expense to
Okay.
old audit and
Yeah.
you amended the amount. The deposit of $110 for wine sales will be reflected on the next treasurer's report.
right, so it's basically coming off of this for
Just
now.
strike it.
Yeah,
Okay, so then, and we've got a GL line for Millbrook PC now, which is the marketing one. And for sake of publishing the minutes after the next meeting, because we don't sign the minutes until next meeting,
Correct.
right? Sherry can give us the amended version of this. She created it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then Sarah doesn't have to worry about all of this. She just gets the amended version.
Sarah's not worried.
No, I think
Sarah's
you're just,
preparing the minutes.
so you're not going to submit this after your meeting.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, so you're just going to receive the treasurer's report
Mhm.
as amended, and you're going to
Bring another one back next.
direct the payment of the expenses as itemized.
Can we do that all in one motion?
Yes.
To accept the
Yeah.
treasurer's report and pay expenses as listed.
Yeah,
Great.
That's it,
Okay.
As amended.
as amended, yeah, you do have to
To
have.
get back
that
to
then.
this, if I may,
Mhm,
so I need your invoice, because this is a check requisition.
mhm.
So you've already, just to clarify, the check requisition. Yeah, say that again. Requisition. Is stating for $200, but it's for your advertisement. My understanding is that's that's your invoice, right? For
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
So you have to attach the invoice with a check rec. I need your invoice to go here,
Yeah, I'm just gonna put on,
but
I
you
think
already
Kathy
have
has
it,
it.
you already have it for advertising. So-
okay, so,
So it wasn't for donations, it's a 47.51, 37.30 is advertising.
yeah,
Right.
It wasn't assigned for donations. So, but your check rec, your invoice and your check rec goes together. Okay?
Just amended to cover.
You
the
have to amend
GST.
the amount of the check.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give this back for you to sign
Okay.
with the amended version, okay?
Okay.
So in the future, just attach your invoices with your check rec and you'll be fine.
well, I didn't have
She
it.
didn't have it.
I just had a requisition to give them $200.
Yeah, so in the future, you just
Yeah.
would hold on to that until you have the proper documentation, okay? So I'm gonna get you to sign, where are you here? Oh, you're here. So I'm gonna get you to sign here.
Yeah, it's made paper too.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I changed it.
It was anticipated that Brad would be issuing a bill and
It's okay, it's not a
Yeah.
problem. We're
Brad
correct.
doesn't always issue bills when.
That's why I said to after every event now, I'm just gonna think.
So I just need you to authorize here and
Okay.
change the date for today's day.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Sherry, if it's all marketing, which it is, it'd still be helpful if he could issue bills promptly
Yeah,
for each job as opposed to.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had so many little invoices.
I'll be right
from
back.
last
I'm just
year,
gonna
Yeah.
submit that
so
for
now-
you in your package.
Yeah.
okay?
Thank you, Yvette. Okay, is there any other questions before we call
Bridget,
for
you're
a
good?
motion to approve the
I haven't
treasury?
went over all the expenses or anything yet, or can we just, is it good? Do I need to
Well,
go?
It was submitted to us prior to our meeting today, so we could raise questions.
And it was part of your published
Yeah.
agenda, so
Okay,
if
so
you.
it's so like, cause these are checks for ladies' night that I need done as well as the,
They're good. They're good.
Okay,
yep.
We've adopted it.
all right, okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
unless you have any other amendments.
Lions clubs we've changed, so,
So the supplies for ladies' night is actually the
Summer.
summer event. That's
yeah,
all.
that was the summer,
We picked that up, right?
yes.
Okay.
It's the summer fest, not, oh no, yeah, summer, not ladies, yeah, I haven't done anything.
Okay. If there are no more questions, then we need to have a motion to accept the treasurer's report as amended
And to pay expenses as listed.
and to pay expenses as listed.
Move.
Thank you. Second. All in favor? Good. Okay, now BIA bus.
Okay, so I have requested that we set up a general ledger account for BIA bucks. I think it's going to do something that's gonna go well. We have securities in place, the way that they printed up, that it's harder to copy them. We've also individually number them, and Kathy and I both sign them. The one thing I wanted to change is, so we have on the back, like customer's name, address, phone number, store name, and date used. But what I want to put on it is that they have to attach the store when they send this in, a copy of the receipt. And we reimburse them up to whatever was used. The rest of it, as Timmy had suggested, could go into a kitty that we could then have, when we do get $25 worth in the kitty, we would just have another certificate to be able to use any surplus. I will keep track of it on an Excel spreadsheet with our numbers and who used what. And then, but on our ledger, it would be like, I've asked them to set up a ledger to keep track of it in our budget.
So it's the GL line that will
Yes.
show up a positive cash flow.
Yeah, Yeah, it should never be negative.
So where's the seed money for that coming from?
Is when we get donations. So we had $150 donated and we had decided not to put all of it into our basket. So over the course of 2 went into our basket. So Spark, they couldn't donate a tangible item and the insurance company didn't have a tangible item to donate, but they wanted to donate. So Spark gave us $100, Pinello Insurance gave us 50. We did the bonus bucks and as we said, we distributed them, 2 in the basket, 4 went out to prizes throughout the day that the DJ, our MC did, to be used at any participating store. I would just like to, make sure that the changes are on the back, that we do it and we have like, so this is the way it looks really, actually, that was just this is the one. So the way he's done it, the way he's done it, just to make it harder, just to try to make sure people aren't using like photocopy them. So both our names, coupon number, which is individual, and then on the bottom, I just want to change that. It says to the retailer certificate is worth up to 50, that was changed to $25. There is no cash value and no refund on any money not spent. Please submit to the treasurer at Millbrook BIA to be compensated and for the amount used.
That's a message to the merchant.
Yeah, that would be on the back, but also so that they know, right? So, and that's how we go. So people that do want to donate, again, and so it would stay within our BIA with our associate and our members and our associates if they want to, and they're not losing money. So, and Kathy can talk more about the decals that she's looked into on this.
Well, I've looked into costs, but maybe we should discuss that under marketing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for right now, my question on that is, has Brad issued an invoice for
Yes.
printing design of BIA bucks?
Yeah, and once the design is, like, when he first does it, he always says, like, because you've got to do it. So,
And would this be a marketing cost as opposed to a cost against the GL line for BIA bucks?
yeah,
That's a question.
You can put it against market.
I had it in marketing.
I
So,
think it's marketing.
yeah.
Okay. And so what is?
So with the setup, but now that he's got the setup, it cost us $40 for the gift certificates we got, and I still have. We gave 6 of them away, so I think there was we got 8 more.
Have any come back?
Pardon? I'm not sure. I want to go back. I haven't had a chance. A lot of times when I'm downtown, the stores aren't open because I want to see if anybody got the coupons that we dispersed, because they're good until June 30th. I know the wine turned a coupon into me, so I want to follow up to see how our coupons did as well, just to see if that's something that we do ongoing or, and I'm going to see if
But these
anybody's.
don't have an expiry.
No,
date.
these don't have an expiry, but our coupons, yeah. So I want to follow up and see and let them know too. And I think just to maybe do a newsletter and explain what they're all about. I think it's very important, what they're about and how they're used and everything would be really good on the newsletter.
And to advertise who is participating. And-
Yeah. So that's basically all I have to say about the BIA bucks.
So what's the reserve right now for that thing?
We've sent out what we brought in, the 150 we used. So the next week, when I'm back from my daughter's wedding, I'm gonna go and see about getting sponsors for a ladies' night. Moody's gave us 250, so we can decide, where that, do we want to put some into BIA bucks? Do we want to, when I'm collecting donations and or sponsors, right? That's how that would work.
Okay, but that GL line should show up the next.
Yeah, I did.
Next
I have, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I sent in and asked them if they could set that up for us.
So your donations would actually go into your donations account and then you would transfer it over whatever
Yeah.
you're gonna use for your BIA bucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they said, I want to put something in the basket or do a giveaway or something, we could, yeah. So I guess, do we put it all under donations and then separate it? I'm not Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just confirm with Kimberly how she wants that,
Okay.
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
From an auditor standpoint, I think she'd probably want it going into donations and
And
then
then coming
transferred
out,
over,
okay.
but she can verify that.
Okay.
I think so, because not everything's gonna go to BIA bucks, right?
Right.
Some of the
Yeah, no,
donations-
Right.
yeah, that's right,
Right.
right, so,
So I'm gonna raise this now. There's a report for the car show later, but the Lions asked the local businesses for donations toward the cost of putting on the car show, which is happening this Saturday. And a lot of that money goes to buy prizes. So I would prefer to support our local businesses, and I would like to purchase $200 worth of BIA bucks like today that I can then hand over to the Lions Club to give out as prizes. So that would be not a donation to the Lions that then purchase, like, can I just buy directly? As opposed to Moody's makes a donation to the ladies' night and then it moves over.
Can I make a suggestion, Kylie? You
Yes.
just leave Lions out of it, just go buy $200 worth of BIA bucks and give
That's
them
what
to
I
whoever
wanna
you
do.
want.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So are we okay to do that? Is there any reason
So I
why?
think you just make a donation to the BIA.
I'm not,
and then you can-
it's not a donation.
It
I
It is.
it is.
And
it's
then
gonna-
you will
then it's gonna
purchase.
turn into BIA bucks.
Exactly.
So what I want to do today is e-transfer treasurer at Millbrook BIA, $200. And I want it to receive for that 8 of those.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I think
then-
it's just the in and out, it's just
Yeah.
the way you record it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all.
Yeah.
so you know what to do with
Yes.
that and it's set up and that's
Perfect,
not
yeah.
a problem?
Yeah.
And the GL is there.
No, they are due. I sent an email in on like Monday to request that they could put it into our, because they were asking about like the funds, a breakdown, so not Corey, but sorry, I'm not
Karen.
Karen. Okay, so she asked me, because Corey looks after the expenses and Karen looks after what goes into the account. She needed it broken
And
down,
she
so I
reconciles
answered
them.
all her questions and asked. But because of our email being down, I have no idea if she replied back to me, because anything that got sent out that people bounce back is lost. So I'll follow back up with her just to make sure she got the email and that, you know, if she had any other questions. as
She's in
well.
today, so before you leave.
Okay, yeah, okay, perfect, thank you.
So I'll mention too, that Spark is one of the contributors to the Lions Club. Originally, they said no, because what do we get for this? And then they just cut a check for, I think, $200. But the Lions Club are not aware of this. And if they're doing a street closing that is supposed to be for the benefit of the BIA businesses, it might be something that, you know, to point out to them in the future. Look at if you're getting money from our local businesses, don't go shopping at Canadian Tire for prizes. Try
Yeah.
to help our businesses.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Anyway, I think it's too late for Spark and they've already gone shopping at Canadian Tire. so. But anyways, Spark wanted to, in the end, wanted to help out.
Tell them to buy BIA bucks.
Pardon me?
Tell them to buy the BIA bucks too.
Well, I'm not in control of the car show.
Right.
If I'm gonna give money to the car show, I can say, well, this is how I want to do it. But I had to make sure that I could do it, so, good, carrying on.
I guess maybe that's something we just need to communicate to everyone that this is an option.
Absolutely, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
then-
saying, newsletter, get it up on our,
Yeah,
yeah, and just make sure people know, if we can get something written up, I don't even mind going, because I enjoy talking to the store owners, getting to know them, and actually talking to them in person, because again, we don't know how many people are seeing our newsletters, right? So if there's something that I can get up on our letterhead, you know, I can come and pick up, I gladly, because I gotta go out and talk to them anyways next week, so if you could do something like that for me, I would, or give, if I don't have a color printer, right, so.
I don't have a letterhead and I don't, have you got a newsletter? I don't think I
Well-
have a newsletter.
I would like to do a newsletter.
Okay.
But we had too many programs that are not established yet, including associate membership and BIA bucks.
Right.
What am I talking about until I know?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
Okay.
I thought, I started and I thought, okay, well, I can't do anything until we establish.
And I don't, do you have letterhead?
Well,
It'd be easy enough to do. I've got all, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not a problem. And that might come under marketing as well. I don't know, but I would like to move on to donation from Kawartha Downs.
Yeah,
Do we
so,
need to, we're just receiving the BIA bucks?
Good point.
Report?
yeah.
That's
Good. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, by all means, any way that you would like to see it change, especially as vendors, Moody's, Timmy's, if somebody came in, like because you guys are the people that would be getting them, is there like, would you like to see something different? Is it okay? Does it, but I don't know. I just want to make sure everybody's good. And if there's any changes, because I want to get a final one into Brad as well before we print up any more. Right, so if the wording's okay and everybody's good with everything, then I can make sure it's good to continue printing them.
I think we print them as required.
Yeah, but because we're gonna need,
Yeah.
but these ones though, I'd like to, we won't have enough to give you, so I'll have to get them some more printed up.
Right.
It's probably just a motion to receive. the
Yeah.
Okay,
report.
all right, perfect, thank you, guys.
So I'll make the motion to receive Sherry's report regarding BIA bucks and second Timmy. All in. Okay. You're all
Okay,
set.
so we did get $25,000 donation from Kawartha Downs. And it would be good to like spend it on marketing, as I said, like cards, signs, try to do something that we, and maybe be able to put it into more of our events or something like it's sitting there. Like, what can we do? How can we use it? How can we benefit the downtown by using it? Thoughts? Like, I'd like to definitely get some marketing out of it.
Just a suggestion, when you speak to, like, you want to receive the donation as a motion, and then you can talk about
Okay,
how you spend it in your marketing section.
okay,
Make
perfect,
it
yeah,
clean,
so,
so you can get a motion
yeah,
to receive, that you received the 25,000.
You received to receive,
Receive,
yeah,
move,
then you can
So,
have a
yeah.
discussion.
okay, perfect, thank you. So a motion to receive it.
Timmy,
I think Brian.
yeah,
Ryan,
Okay. So, okay, so now how, like, what
do you
can,
want to discuss the allocation?
yeah, so how can we allocate it? I mean, not all at once, but even right now,
Do you have a capital expense that you might wanna
do we need anything big?
make your?
See, in my idea of marketing, I would like to be able to, the one thing I was looking at, I'd like to be able to give out something as our BIA, like, how they have, not lanyard, but something. So I thought about a reusable shopping bag that we could give out. I looked at different pricing. If I can have a budget for it, if we can agree on a budget, then, instead of coming back, well, I got these different prices in this, I have the logo, and if I can have a price, then I can see how many I can get from that.
How much of the $25,000? First of all, let's ask the question, do we want to put some of that in reserve for a future year?
Yeah, I'm not saying spend it all, but like right now, like, could we, put some marketing would be business cards, our decals,
You could do new banners.
can I jump in here for a second too, we already have a budget kind of laid out, right?
mhm.
So it's great that we got this influx. So we need to kind of look at, okay, more strategically, what do we do with it? And the thing is, there's only one more commitment from Kawartha Downs for that money, right? And if we look at our events, our events wipe that out pretty quickly. Like
Yeah.
if we look at what our actual levy is, our levy can barely afford an event,
Yeah,
right? So if we want to continue to have big events, we have to make sure that we're kind of sustainable with that fund. So we gotta think a little bit more clearly on, let's set aside some of it for this, some of it for that. But if we want to continue the events, we gotta think, more than just a year. Like, you gotta think 4 or 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
Right, otherwise there will be no spring event, there will be no fall event if they're running it, the levy cost.
Yeah, but it all goes back to is, how can we better spend our money at the events? And not have such an influx of expenses, to be able to weigh that out more. But that's, so I don't want to, by all means, I don't want to spend it all, but there is definitely some things. I know our budget here, so our marketing budget right now is like $2,000 and we've used, 478 of it, right? I'm just not, because we don't really have any marketing
So
material.
what I would suggest is, I don't think we have a marketing committee, which we used to have. Is
Yeah.
reform the marketing committee,
I agree.
come back with ideas.
Yeah.
And come back with,
Yeah.
a dollar value, like they want to spend, but you have to, or whatever it was.
How much money do you have already? You said you had how much in marketing?
2,000.
Yeah, so marketing's already got 2,000,
And how much do you have in reserves?
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So
quite a
you
bit.
need a proper plan, a marketing
Yeah,
plan on
so you
what
need-
your items are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's, I'd say that set up a marketing committee, have the marketing committee come back with
Some
its
suggestions.
wants and needs. And we figure out how that gets incorporated
And
into
then
the
that
budget.
way they can come back with estimated costs too, so then you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, and it's not this meeting that sits and decides whether we do decals or flyers or stickers. Right.
Yeah.
Because there were things like, digital billboards, as Bridget said, new banners, things like those, all marketing,
Yeah.
all falls under marketing.
Yeah,
I think your Christmas lights.
But I don't think we'll get very far with our BIA meeting if we're
Yeah.
discussing.
Yeah, we need
marketing.
to engage more members in participating in marketing.
yeah. And the one thing I was able to do is go through our members list. I updated it to the best of my ability with new people that have moved in, people that have moved out, and I sent it to Kathy just because she kind of knows the area a little bit better to see if she could.
Yes, and
I
it's still,
don't want to be
No, but
impolite, but we're never gonna get through.
yeah, no, I know. So, but right now though, for ladies' night though, I would like to try to get like something, because we have nothing that has our name on it other than our stickers to give out. So could I, like, out of our marketing budget, could I order some real reusable shopping bags that we could use for ladies' night?
What's the cost of them?
I think I had one cost of $250. It ended up, I think if you order, no, it ended up being about, it goes depending on your quantity, right? So I got
Get
the
an
same.
actual quote though? Did they?
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that?
I had a quote done, so I can't remember, it was a quantity of, no, it had to be, because like, it was down to like $1 something. So I think when I ordered like 500, you got it, like you got a break, so it was just over $500 for 500 bags.
We don't have
You,
But it's
another
something
meeting
that we could
before
use.
ladies' night, do we?
No.
They wouldn't,
oh, it's same day.
what,
August.
Our ladies' night is the same day as our next meeting.
yeah,
So if you brought the quote now, we could have done
look
something
at
about it,
Yeah.
but we don't have it.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe something for your fall event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where your marketing and your
Yeah.
committee
So-
has to get ahead of this, right?
So what we can do,
It can't be reactionary.
Quotations, actual quotations, which
But
have
totally.
price, yeah.
Totally.
so what we can do out of this discussion is, which moves into the next agenda item, is say, well, we need to form a marketing committee in order to,
Yeah,
look
establish a
at-
marketing committee,
Yeah.
a subcommittee.
yeah,
Mhm.
so that we can have a marketing budget.
You have a marketing budget.
Well, but we might
You just
add
have
to it.
You have to learn how to spend it.
But we have more money here, which we're looking at allocating toward at least partially marketing. So we need a marketing plan in order to, before we can allocate.
So you want to establish
Yes.
your subcommittee as a marketing, you're like a marketing.
Yes, and in order to do that,
That's
we
just
have to,
A motion.
yeah,
Right, I'm under, not to bring it back to me, but 10 we need a motion to establish a marketing committee.
Yes.
That's correct.
If- okay, so
I'll
that's
make a
on,
motion to.
that's under 9.1.3, or are we? moving-
On
No,
I'm
no,
doing 10.1.
10.1.
10.1.
Okay,
You received your donation That's part of
Okay, and that's
9.13.
the end of it.
Yeah.
No more discussion on that.
Right.
Okay, so now we're at 10 point.
Well, I need a seconder.
Yeah,
All in favor, yes, okay. Now. 10.1 business card
No,
promotion.
that was 10.1.
mhm.
You're not making any decisions on this item.
Okay,
You decided to establish a marketing committee. The marketing committee will have to be established, so that's a conversation you need to know on
Okay,
how to
but
establish it.
I understand.
And then you'll deal with those items through the marketing committee.
So
Okay.
they'll come back
They'll
to
come
the
back
committee.
another time.
I do have a quotation which was sent out some time ago to everyone here for the window signs. But we can't make a decision on that either, even though I submitted it's not an.
Well,
it's a quotation.
can't we do that, because we do have a marketing budget, and she's already got a quotation, so.
I'm not necessarily agreeing with the quotation, but we could discuss it.
Yeah.
Is it within your budget?
Yeah,
It's like $200. But I
So,
honestly,
so the question would be, do you want to spend that 200 on those decals now, or wait until your marketing committee comes up with a bigger plan?
I think we can't go ahead with the decals because although we could do the ones for the BIA box, but there's another one for associate membership and we don't have a policy yet. So I don't think we can, and the quotation is to handle both. So I don't think we can proceed on that basis anyway, but I just would like it established that we do have a quotation.
So maybe that's something that you could discuss as part of your subcommittee for marketing, and then they can bring that back all inclusive, right? Because you are going to talk about your associate membership later.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct. But the
So-
BIA box is a piece of it as well.
But that's already done.
Is that-
Yeah.
Okay.
So in order to put I'm sorry, we have to flip flop. It just happens, right? So in order to give our shoppers information as to whether or not a BIA member is participating in BIA box, we're just going to do a piece of paper. I guess it's part of the marketing, like rather than put a decal.
in the meantime, she's talking.
Yeah.
Just a piece of-
Between now
just a
and
piece of
Be-
paper
like
to
right now, like
identify rather
these-
than a deck.
These BIA bucks were issued for the summer event.
In all honesty, I think the BIA bucks is still under a proof of concept. So to see whether they work or not work, because we've done this before, right? And this was the whole concept of going to a higher denomination to see whether it works better. Before we go all in and do decals and that sort of stuff, let's get some feedback on this thing
But we
first.
do need to have a notice in the store that we provide. So it can just be a piece of paper with a sticker on it saying we.
At this point, I
Yeah.
don't think it's too difficult for the person holding the BIA buck to say, do you take this? Like you only have 8 of them out,
Yeah, well, 6 of them.
6 of them out, right?
Yeah,
And there's about.
And another 8 to go.
8 more.
Yeah, so we're not talking about a huge population.
Mhm.
so sorry, if someone is not a BIA member, can they get reimbursed?
No.
Everyone downtown's a BIA.
Okay,
Yeah, everybody's a BIA member down there.
gotcha.
Yeah, there is no problem going in with a buck.
Yeah.
So
All
did
members.
Fourth Line Theater agree to participate?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so, has anyone come in and turned, no,
I mean, but at the office.
They're a member,
so-
are they on?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
So. everyone's-
absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, and I believe Moody's is.
Well, you're all members.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
in
mean,
the
you're sitting
downtown
here.
area.
Yeah.
Guys.
yeah, but not everyone can participate in BIA box. So if somebody gets this certificate,
Then they don't accept it. They
then
say
you
no.
just walk in and say, can I buy a house? And no, I'm not participating because I can't. But it would be nice to have a notification in the
Don't
window.
disagree, Kat. We're just saying, let's go through this first round of the ones that have been issued and see what the uptick is.
Can you list it on the back of the buck what the stores are that are participating?
And
And then that goes back to Sherry's question.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to do that because it'll be dynamic, right?
Yeah, I don't think we can do that. So
I think if we just, just like people who take credit cards or you're part of this, you put a sticker on your window, like Kathy was saying, the decals on the window.
Yeah,
We accept BIA bucks, just like we accept Visa, MasterCard.
Don't.
When
dis-
that happens.
I don't
So-
disagree. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, are we going all in right way or are we
Yeah.
still in a proof of
So
concept?
Yeah.
for right now, the car show, I like them just to be able to hand a list that the registration desk at the car show can have and say, okay, these are the participating people.
Yeah.
Here's you, if you won this prize, here's your,
Yeah, so far, the people that I talked to were fine about it,
Okay,
so.
we spent
Okay.
a lot of time on BA bucks.
okay. Well, our mayor is handing out the prizes, so I think he would want to be saying, "Yeah, here, you
I
can go."
won't speak for Matt, but I don't think he cares. He's gonna give them out and walk away.
Yeah, but I think that the person that is receiving this prize is not from here.
No, but now they have
Yeah.
a
So
free
we'll just-
$25 they can go spend.
We're just gonna give them a list.
They can ask
Yeah.
Okay,
the vendor.
So just do my BIA members list, you can easily just cut and paste that into a Word document.
not your members list, your participating BIA people,
Yeah,
your BIA bucks.
okay.
Yeah.
is it a little premature to bring your BIA bucks to the car show? It's in 2 days, right? So is it a little premature because it's still, as Ryan said, it's still kind of proof of concept?
But there are
stage.
already BI
There
bucks
are
floating.
already-
Yeah.
Give the bucks to Matthew, they'll go into his door, and if someone takes the 25 bucks, they
They
take
take
it, and if they don't, they'll say, sorry, we don't take them here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's it.
I'm gonna make up a list of people who said they were, that Sherry will give me, because she's the one selling the concept.
Yeah.
We
And
got it. We all got it.
hand it. Okay. So there's nothing further to discuss under 10.1, then 10.2 website updates, and I think that's Bridget.
So we have, I think you're also talking about your website a little later on. Hopefully there was-
You got two websites?
We just have the one.
I hope not.
Right now, but I think you were discussing, actually.
Which is, have I been
Where under-
drinking or do I need glasses?
I know, I took my classes off and it didn't make it any better, so.
Oh, there it is.
May have just been buffering. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Not that I really minded.
Okay, so I've updated the website. It's if there's anything you want put on the website, please send me. I do apologize about the car show. I did have it up there, but I was cleaning up a few things last week and I think it got accidentally deleted. There is a community calendar and we put stuff on there. I think though, Sherry, you were wanting to have a conversation about moving the website to somewhere else.
I just
So
finding that there just seems to be a lot of issues having it as soon as you go to BIA, it's popping up with burn permits and when I first, I'm like, did I type in the right address? And I went up and it doesn't even show, like it says, kevinmonaghan.net/ we have problems with our email. I don't know why, but and I think it's probably been ongoing. I've spent like 3 times on the phone with them. Why are my emails bouncing back? Why are they not going out? And I'm trying to separate it from out of the box so that when I do answer again, it just, when I'm dealing with our BIA members and stuff and that
Certainly,
we could do this, but
email and website are
they're both
But
under.
the emails are coming through the website.
They're
So you
coming
have a
through
mail
host.
server, I think is,
Yeah.
right, so you have a
So
web
it's 2 different
server.
issues.
Yeah, so, and I would like, it'd be, and then the other one would be like downtown, because it's really downtown Millbrook.
That is resolved.
Oh.
So the URL that I was researching was downtownmillbrook.ca.
Mhm.
It's actually .com.
Mm.
And we did purchase it and it does point to the BIA page. If you, I don't think it's getting a lot of
Traffic?
traffic. Thank you.
Yeah,
But that's part of our marketing.
Yeah,
you
so,
know.
yeah, once we get a marketing committee, then maybe they can look at
Yeah,
the website.
but we
and-
do have Millbrook, downtownmillbrook.com,
Okay,
not .ca.
Yeah, and your burn permit notice, I mean, that's it's a pop-up alert that goes as part of the
Yeah.
township website. So because you're hosted within the township website, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that will happen.
yeah, it just can be misleading to think that, you know,
You
you're,
just have to hit the X and.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
Yeah.
You make it sound so difficult.
Yeah, yeah, you just.
So can I ask, originally when the website was set up on the township's website, there was a cost to it.
Mhm.
And when do we get billed for that and how much?
I think it's about $2,500, if
Right.
I'm not mistaken. It may not be that much. And we would just, it's a bill that we get from eSolutions is our website provider. And then we would just notify Kimberly and Kimberly applies, because you just pay a portion of the hosting.
But
fees.
our portion is about $2,500.
About that, yeah, yeah, and it includes your business directory, because you have a separate directory than the township, so the township's business directory. So when we set the website up, we actually set up with 2 business directories.
Mhm.
So one is specifically for Millbrook BIA, and the other is for the rest of the township.
Right,
okay, well,
so do we have to do it this way? Probably not, but it's just simpler, given that we don't have a paid staff to
yeah.
handle our website. So,
Just need to get those little glitches out.
but again.
I think the intent behind setting it up with the township website was just that it was a little bit cheaper than it was more cost effective than you to try and do it on your own.
And pay somebody to,
Well, technically, you're supposed to be trained yourself and do your own updates, right? So, because that's how we set it up, was that there was to be training for, and we did train 2 individuals to do the website, but
but
unfortunately.
not on this board.
No,
No, but we have submitted the training videos.
yeah, they
for-
sent them to me, so I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it and like.
I'm happy to help. I
Yeah.
really am. I'm happy to help. But I'm not your staff person
Yeah.
to do that.
I
When you set
understand.
it, yeah,
Yeah.
when you set it up, you did want to have that flexibility to update it on your own.
Yeah.
Right,
So, yeah, and so I've got the videos and,
And
So-
the other, sorry, Kat, the other component of it is the boards come and go,
yeah,
That's right.
right? So you have to have some consistency there.
Whereas we don't have a staff,
yeah,
our own staff.
yeah.
So I understand that. And can I ask what GL line does that expense go to?
Marketing.
So our marketing has a budget of $2,000 and our website is 2,500.
I don't think it's what.
So
came
maybe
across last year, yeah.
is it contracted services?
It's under, could be contracted services,
yeah.
but we don't know what the cost is right yet neither. So I would take it away and we'll get back to you on what your cost would be annually for the website.
Okay,
Okay, because I wouldn't even be able to give you that, Kathy, right now.
Yeah, so
So-
you're right, it was contracted
Yeah,
services. which is
usually
3 times.
contracted
So
services.
That's the auditor and the website.
Yeah, so we could break that down and come back and report to you. Yeah,
How much is contracted services?
3,000.
3,000, but it's also the audit.
Which is about 2,500.
Yeah, so I don't think it's even 2,500 for the website anymore. So that's what I'm saying. I think we just report that.
Yeah, I said I didn't think it was that much, but
okay,
just to give you I'd rather overestimate than underestimate.
okay. Any further discussions?
Just as I may say regarding the training, you can have more than one person train.
Yeah.
So you can have if people like to do that, if there's someone else that likes to do that as well, you can have anyone trained to go in and upload.
I got all the, I can forward and all the videos.
I don't want to be the person who is taking that on. Ideally, we increase our complement here. We're short at least 1, but probably 5
Yeah,
people sitting on this board, and somebody should be part, on the board, should be part of the marketing committee.
So we get.
To report.
Members,
Yeah.
We
So
have
in
to
the-
have a board member. sit
Yeah,
on it.
and
we don't even have a marketing committee. We don't have it.
No, I'm saying when you establish your marketing.
Yes,
committee,
then
one
we
of
have
you- or you're
yeah.
gonna vote, and one of you are gonna sit on
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
marketing committee.
Yeah,
Or
So in-
you
in
tell
the-
someone that's on the marketing committee that one of them has to come and
No, you have to have a board member.
Yeah.
No, you have to-
have a board member.
yeah.
she's forced recruiting.
Yeah.
She's what sort of.
Yeah, and can you apply to be a board member?
There you go.
Can you
There
do
you go.
it together and that might be a board member?
Perfect.
so in the meantime, while you guys are in a state of flux, I'm happy to support you in
Yeah.
any way you can. You just have to make sure you send me the information. That's all I have.
Yeah.
So, and just be mindful. I do get a lot so it may not happen right away. So just as a heads up. Okay.
Do we need some kind of motion with respect to item 10.2?
It's just receive.
Receive.
The first or second or
You
whatever.
first, I'll be second.
Social media,
Did you get that?
Thank you, Timmy.
Sherry and Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it. The only thing I can get on is Twitter. You sent me all that stuff.
Mhm.
The only thing I can get on is Twitter. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or if I don't have proper, because you told me to try a different.
I'll go back,
Password.
I'll go back to Christine and find out whether there's a different password for the other stuff.
Because
Maybe
I
she
can't
still
get on
has it.
anything, so I've only put it.
Sherry's on, are you not?
I'm on, okay, I don't know which one I'm on though, because Louise sent me and
I think you're on Facebook, isn't it?
it's a Facebook one.
I couldn't post
So
on
the
Facebook
one
or
that
anything.
I'm on is this,
Really?
it's Millbrook BIA.
Yeah, that's Facebook.
Okay, that's it, but I thought that there was two. I thought one was for our members. I thought I was on the one that was,
There's two, yeah, there's one for the BIA, which is public, and then there's one that's members only.
okay, so I don't know. Okay, I thought I was on the members only one, but then I'm looking because it's got 2.1 likes and 2.4 followers. So that must be
It's like
the,
K.
Must be, if it wasn't.
no, but I'm just wondering because like I always thought,
Sorry.
I was on the one that had just the members on it, right? So do we have, is there the private one then would be? Nobody would be able to see it unless you can log in or you're a member, like you're part of it then,
The members only?
yeah.
Yeah, I think we were all given invitations to join.
Okay, so that's, I guess, so this one, I can send you the information for this one,
Okay.
if that's the one, because I just always thought it was just the,
I'll try both again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was.
And so there's Twitter, there's
Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. And once you get
You can set a TikTok
Facebook,
there,
you'll have
Timmy, all on your own.
Instagram. I would say.
no, you have to be able to, like, because this isn't linked to Instagram. So normally your page and it never says, it never comes up giving me Instagram. It's not even showing on down here. Normally it's show your Instagram. It's not showing it. So the Instagram isn't linked to this one.
For work, I go on to the Meta Planner thing.
Yeah,
And then I
that's
put
what,
Instagram
yeah,
and
it
Facebook
switches
together.
me over to do that. Yeah, it's not even showing it on here for Instagram. So somehow,
So Timmy needs help.
yeah.
We need to figure out how Timmy can
So if I
get that.
if I can send you the login for this, maybe it's the same login, like, or similar to Instagram or something.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Send it to you.
All right,
Okay, carry on. I'll keep. Are we receiving?
We'll receive it.
Okay.
I will make a motion to receive Timmy's report that she can't get on.
I'm having to go.
Timmy's antisocial.
I will send you that.
I heard that.
Okay, 11.1 decorating committee update. And Nancy Robinson is not here, but the decorating committee did email a report, which I did send out to everyone, and somewhere I've got this labeled.
And I think on a more tangible level, if you look at the bridges, there are planters on them.
Yes, I saw it yesterday. I drove by.
That's very good. Thanks to staff for getting those up there pretty promptly. It's It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, they look really nice. I just really, it goes well with the bridge.
Right. I could just get those guys to come and water my flowers at the front that I forget about. Yeah.
11.1, decorating committee. So many thanks to the BIA executive for their support in purchasing 8 new planter boxes for the 2 bridges. The planter boxes were installed promptly by the township employees. On Monday, July 3rd, Johnson's greenhouse delivered the annuals and soil for the planter boxes. The decorating committee planted the annuals on the 3rd. Request township staff to pick up branch trimmings from Distillery Street Bridge area, northeast side of bridge. So
I said it's
I
improvement.
don't know if they've already talked directly to Allison or somebody, but it sounds like I'm requesting the township on their behalf to pick up the branch trimmings from Distillery Street Bridge area. I haven't looked to see if they're already picked up. I don't know.
I'll check that.
Okay. Branches were overhanging the railings and new planter boxes, so the trees were trimmed. Thanks to township employees for doing a great job on watering the downtown planters. Now with the new bridge planter boxes installed, 4 on County Road 21 and 4 on Distillery Street bridges, watering the planter boxes is critical. So we're now asking the township to water
We're already on it.
good, all right. With the hot weather, the newly planted annuals should not be allowed to dry out. Check required for Johnson's greenhouse. We got that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm to take that and deliver it to Nancy Robinson after this meeting.
It won't be done today.
It won't be done
No,
today?
and I did apologize because I didn't have a car last Thursday. I was planning and I thought you were
None of the
coming over to
checks-
get
They only
Ryan's
came
checks.
in on.
I-
So they, none of the checks. will be
Yeah.
ready Until next
None.
week,
Okay,
or, yeah.
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that was, yeah, I couldn't get them until Monday. So.
okay. I will let her know. And then this question, and this would be for the township, it's not for BIA. Could Johnson's greenhouse tender on the summer flower hanging baskets? It would be more attractive if the planters and hanging baskets could be coordinated. I think this has to be
I would say defer it because,
Yeah.
sir, I'd say by that point, we've gotten to a pretty big budget of flowers. We should probably be tendering it.
Yeah,
Not just souls.
I don't have to tender yet.
No,
no,
under 10, right?
No,
50.
I have more authority than that.
Oh, okay, good.
So
But then.
we actually get quotations. So we follow a purchasing policy, we get quotations. I think in the last 2 times Johnson's did not bid. So they used to be Johnson, so it depends who gets the bid, like the
Mhm.
quotation.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So you
So-
can't tender it then.
but a quotation, I don't. think-
So what is the timing for this? When should I tell the decorating committee to bring this back?
So we look after it usually around January we usually get the quotations in January. It's under my
Okay.
department.
So January
Yeah.
2024, talk about this.
So typically though, just for clarification, so typically, I think the township took over the expense of the flower baskets.
We
but
did
the
a
hanging-
take over, yeah.
So are you asking the township to take over the cost of the bridge planters as well?
I think it would be all the
Coordinating. I thought you were talking about coordinating. the
No,
flowers.
what
Just-
they want the hanging baskets to match the other,
Right.
the bridge planter and the
Subsidized
Yeah,
the
that's
quotation.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay.
But I think
Just
that,
so for
but I think that's part of the question, right? Like, are we taking this out of the decorating committee's hands and handing it to a vets department? Or are we taking it out of the vets department and handing it
No,
to the
I'm not
decorating?
going back again. No, I've done this multiple times.
I get.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Thank you for your opinion.
yeah,
I'm just trying to clarify what the ask is.
I'm happy to work with whoever is on the decorating committee to talk about what they're planning for flowers to see if we can coordinate. I'm happy to do that
So
next year.
January. So
Yes.
tell them.
So I need to know who should I reach out to? You let me know who we should reach out to, but I'm happy to sit down and talk to them about what their thoughts are on flowering.
Well, much like the event and the marketing committee, we used to have a decorating committee, BIA exec rep, but she resigned.
Oh, okay.
So we have a vacancy right now for the decorating committee rep.
So tell them they need a representative.
There you go. You got
I
it.
need to join the board.
Yeah.
Well, They,
One of us has to join
they,
the board.
so they
You
have
want-
different
No,
representatives.
no, us, not them.
Oh, exactly, one of us. Well, that's their next question.
Who on our committee represents them?
The last question is there a liaison on the BIA executive for the decorating committee? So
Used to be
right,
Chloe.
it was Chloe.
Yeah.
But Chloe resigned.
I would go back to the decorating committee and say, one of you needs to be on. the
They
board.
can't unless they're business owners.
Mhm.
Yeah, and yeah, they're all.
They have to
yeah.
be a business owner or a
None of
tenant.
them are owners.
You have to be within the.
They can come and deliver a report, but there still needs to be a liaison here. And so for today, it's me. And I guess I'll volunteer to continue and unless somebody else wants the job.
No, you're doing a really good job.
Yeah,
Can we find out if any of them qualify anyway?
yeah. Who's on the decorating?
No, I don't.
No,
Wow.
no one, well, they're all retired residents.
Okay.
And as for, who's in charge of the planters versus who's in charge of the decor for decorating, ladies, like they assign different jobs amongst themselves to, for different things, so.
A lot of what they do actually involves township involvement, so I mean, I can be the liaison with them because they typically come to me anyway.
If you would like to be, that's,
Yeah.
if you're volunteering, that's,
I'll take on that.
and then that way,
They're always dealing with me.
They're really nice people.
Oh, yeah,
You've done
that's-
a great job. And this year we did try to coordinate the colors like the pinks and the purples.
Yeah.
So that's, we're
So,
happy to sit down with them.
So I have Ryan Huntley to be decorating committee representative.
yes,
okay.
Report received. That's why you.
and
So
they
do
have
we,
tea and cookies.
do we have to nominate?
That's what I want to know. Okay, I'll nominate.
Okay,
We need to be official.
all in favor?
All right, another title.
Right.
Put that one on my CV.
So. Do you want a motion to receive and nominate Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah,
We just did that.
yeah, Timmy and Sherry.
Yeah, that one went real quick.
Sorry, I missed two, but as soon as.
Like, we were not taking time on that one.
Yeah, we're not gonna give
Good
it a
job.
second
Good job, Sarah.
So the one sentence that we missed just before, who's the liaison, is the decor dates for the ladies' night is Wednesday, July 26th. Jean, Liz, and Sue, that would be Jean Shields, Liz Avery, and Sue French, will let Sherry know what the decor will be.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Can it go the other way? Like, don't you have a theme for ladies' night that you should be dictating?
Yeah, no, I did know, I talked to
Okay.
them and I said, this is kind of, yeah,
All right.
this is, yeah, she said, okay, let me talk to them and I'll get back to you. So sorry, there was maybe a part of that little thing missing there, but yeah.
Seemed like the tail was wagging the dog there.
Yeah, no, we had already
So, Ryan,
communicated.
you get to attend the meetings now. I attended the one on the 3rd,
Okay.
right after they installed the planters. So you'll have a nice time with those ladies.
Okay, but Liz Avery is on what committee?
She's
Decorating.
she's decorating.
But she's on our BIA member list because she lives,
She is not a member in the sense that she's a business. She's on the list. They're the
but it says, isn't it, didn't you just say as long as they live?
No,
Or
I know
no?
that They're in business within the district area.
Oh, okay, because,
used to be the person who came to our meetings to report on decorating committee. And then it was Tina Grant, but then she left.
okay, because on the
And
list that Bridget sent me, Liz Avery's name was on there, so I wasn't sure.
I think that all the decorating committee is on there, because I think Jen Shields is on there.
Okay, yeah, that, those were the ones I said Kathy came in,
They-
that I didn't know.
I think it's just because they're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they need to be categorized, are you the decorating committee, are you?
Okay,
the-
all right,
Like, we need,
okay.
so, can I have motion to receive the decorating?
I think
did.
you did.
We already did that.
Yeah,
Okay, was that, was,
Timmy, that was Timmy and Sherry.
Yeah.
no, I thought that was the motion.
All
for
at once.
Brian.
Everything's
months.
all.
All at
Yeah.
once, thank you, okay. Okay, events, agenda and itinerary. So that's another. That's a Sherry.
Yeah, okay, so ladies' night is coming along really well. We've got the entertainment has been booked, stage fashion show, is going on, line dancing from the community care. They've got a line dancing, so I think that's gonna be really cool, and try to get participants up, show them easy steps in that, fashion show by Exit 38, and, working with Blank Canvas for makeup and hair, get the ladies to pick out a couple outfits, and they're gonna get them and do their little catwalk thing. And then we got Doug McKenzie performing from 4 to 6, and Mike Pentelasco is our MC DJ karaoke from 6 to 9, and he'll just keep things going. I think we have almost 30 vendors have applied so far. They include crafters, artisans, hobbyists, as well as independent sellers. We also have an RMT, a Reiki, medium, and psychic come in, and mini spa services. So, so our right now our budget is $1650. Entertainment was $1641. I also do have an invoice from the Millbrook Times that I didn't get in time, but I'd like to be able to put it in, so I can get a check for $226 for advertising. Supplies, material, printing 100, but we have gotten 250 so far from sponsors. So even though I've went like over on the budget, and I haven't gotten all my sponsors yet because I'm still working on sponsorships. So I'm going to reach out. I'll follow up with them. Advertising, we got a write-up in the Millbrook Times with our ad. Lions Club is going to put it on for free for us. The downtown Millbrook sign, I have confirmed with them, and they're going to put it on the big sign down there. I've also reached out to Checks because they said they were busy for the summer festival, but they might be able to do a story for us for ladies' night about bringing it back. And of course, Facebook and posters as well. Once we get Facebook all figured out. We have been doing it. It has been on Facebook. The food, we got the Legion, Millbrook Mercantile, Millbrook Pizza, Millbrook Valley Chocolates, Moody's Bar and Grill, and Pastry Peddler, where people can eat and or drink. I'm not sure because I was told that the Lions Club did not want to put a truck in.
No, it's undecided.
Okay,
It's, the Lions are trying to help the Legion.
yes,
And the Legion has historically provided the wine and had a wine garden in their back, and they serve food as well. So as to help the Legion, the Lions thought maybe we should back out. The Lions and the Legion work together.
yeah. See, and I get that, but then the Millbrook Times said that the Lions truck was going to be there, so it kind of confused me.
And they haven't made up their minds.
Okay, so can
The
you
Lions
follow
have-
up with that, Kathy, and let me know?
I have already put, so the new president of the Lions Club is Janet Kennedy.
Yeah.
And she is deliberating.
Okay, so as soon as you know, you'll let me know.
Right.
Perfect.
And they will not be at the car show with the food trailer for the very same reason, trying to help. the
Yeah.
Legion.
But I also think the Legion is having roast beef on a bun, cold slaw, whereas the Lions would be hamburgers, hot dogs. So at
It's-
least it would be two different, like,
Yes.
yeah, because I already talked with Diane Corfey, and that's what she confirmed what they were selling. So that could be a different, like if they could, do their, okay, so you'll let me know on that anyway. So that's kind of like what I.
The other thing is that given that the Lions went out and asked these businesses for money, I don't want to compete with them.
Yeah, and that's why,
Okay.
that's why we had said yes, then they
Yeah.
said no, and then I saw it in the Times, so if we can
Yeah.
confirm that, that would be great. I also just want to make sure, can I get the motion to put this, to submit the 226 for advertising for the Millbrook Times, so I can submit a check request for it, please.
So
Sure.
Luberans.
Okay,
Who seconded?
We're just receiving. Yes,
Yeah.
second.
received it, yeah.
It's a motion for,
the check to.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew with it. Is that,
That was like 5 minutes ago. I didn't realize that we're coming back to that.
Yeah, no, I just wasn't sure if we had actually, I just wanted to make sure that we did, like, approve it, that's all, before we
but
went too far on.
should that not go back to the treasurer's report if you're?
Should have been in the treasurer's report.
Yeah.
She got it after,
Yeah.
right? She got it after, so it wasn't in the treasury.
Yeah.
So why don't we? Too late to, because we already amended the treasurer's report, so we just amend the amended treasurer's report with the Millbrook Times. Include the Millbrook Times.
Yeah, can we do
Well, you
that?
could, then you don't need a second, you don't need a motion on this one then. So
Right.
so we're sort of,
As long as you have the first or the second or that agrees with it.
Okay, perfect.
so you're.
You're really making my life.
I know.
I'm gonna make it easier.
So the amended, okay, you don't have to change anything.
Okay.
You don't have to change. Bridget,
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez. Okay, right, I'm waiting for a second, Bridget.
Okay, honey bun.
yeah, so there is actually an invoice for the Millbrook Times for 200 and what is it?
$26.
$26. That will go in the amended
I was going
treasurer
to add-
report. So then you can go ahead and put
Good.
that, and your invoice would then have to be signed with a check rec.
Yeah.
A requisition.
Yeah.
And we can get that submitted.
Yeah, I'll do
So-
that, yeah.
So that needs to be done today.
Okay,
And the GL line would be marketing.
So this motion is to fund.
No.
No, you're okay, because you already
You're fine.
said amended, but you didn't identify what the
No, but
amendment
this
was.
ladies' night motion for the 200.
Oh, yeah, that one's,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sorry, I'm sorry, yes, the current one, yes, you're right.
We couldn't see what you're pointing
I'm We just trust you completely.
Fair.
So before you leave today, and that needs
yeah,
to
I'm
be
just
done with
gonna-
a
yeah.
check rec. A requisition, the invoice needs to be submitted to Corey.
I think until today, Sherry didn't know whether that would be an expense. I'm guessing, Sherry, correct me if I'm wrong, is that marketing or is that ladies?
no, it's under ladies' night
Should-
advertising, that's what I'm
So
putting under.
that's, so it is under late, it's not marketing.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
GL I put it under was 4761-3730, which is advertising.
That's where it should be.
Yeah,
Right.
okay,
Correct.
all right.
So what about one of the posters?
That's a different,
That's
for ladies' night?
Yeah, it's
If
advertising.
everything should go under ladies' night, if you have a
What is
ladies' night.
specific to the event.
Yeah.
Right,
If it's just general marketing of the BIA, that's general, that's marketing.
Yeah.
If it's for a very specific item, for a specific event, you should, and you have a line item for it.
yeah,
You should use your line item.
But going back to when she had the bill from Brad and it was various, it was for several different events over
Then
the
it goes
past
under the
year.
general marketing.
yeah.
Then it has. to
And
go-
most of it was general marketing. It's
Yeah,
stuff that we
fine.
use on more
Yeah.
than one event,
Fine.
right? That's how I look at it,
Yeah.
right? So,
Okay,
all right, okay, so
we're learning.
that's done.
Okay.
All right, so that just after that,
No
and
problem.
then I've tried to contact John from community policing. Maybe he's on holidays. I've left him a couple messages because I told him I didn't want to leave it up to the last minute. So he wrote down a number for me to get in touch with him. Do we have a community police number that I can?
There's a different person there. John's not, I don't think John's.
No, there's, I think, two different, I think the community policing you're talking about. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking for John.
yeah, we usually use Dawn. So
But
Dan McLean, what I think that is referring to, Dan McLean, who was our representative. I think he's
We have a new
transferred,
person.
we have a new person, but
That's under
he's
the
actually
police.
with
That's
Peterborough
police.
Police,
That's-
yeah.
Yeah. No,
This
but you-
is, this
No.
is community policing.
Yeah, I know that, but I thought John is no longer in charge of community policing. There's a new person there.
Oh, okay.
I don't,
as of when?
I don't,
I'll come back to you.
Okay, perfect.
okay,
Thank
I
you.
didn't.
Let me just clarify. I thought John was sort of getting someone else to sort of step in to help.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe,
okay, yeah, 'cause I
haven't
have-
heard
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I've left two
Okay.
messages, so I just wanted to verify that, and he wrote it like, he wrote his number on the business card, right?
Nothing.
Okay, moving on to.
Okay.
motions.
So contact Chris Ellison, can I get a phone number for him?
Yeah, I can,
Or can you make arrangements to have the bathrooms open for us?
for
For
the
ladies'
ladies' night,
night.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Bridget.
Bringing in porta potties.
No,
Okay.
we are gonna open up the arena. The Legion said that our vendors can use their bathrooms for the vendors. We have the arena, and then our vendors can also use, some of our retailers have said they can come in and use the bathrooms there. So I think that, the arena's too far for them to go. If you have a single person in a booth, they can't leave that long, right? But I'm gonna have volunteers too, that'll be able to go and at least step in if they need to step away from their booth.
Yeah.
To do that, right? So. Yeah, so that was my next thing. Local Legion and local retailers will allow the vendors to use their washrooms for that. Decorating committee has been contacted, as we just got that report. I've contacted the volunteers. I'm gonna look after like coupons if the retailers want to put like a coupon page out, I'll look after that next week. And the Diva baskets and donations next week. I wasn't sure about the 50-50 draw. That's something the community care does at our events.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have to get a license.
Yeah, okay, that's why I had a question mark, because I knew that it was something that happens, but wasn't
We're
sure.
bringing Cindy to explain.
It's
No.
usually me.
Okay,
We can if they were getting the license, but
Yeah.
yeah, usually it's community care that gets the license.
okay, yeah, I
and
just
they
wanted
do
to
the-
like know who looked after that, because I just wasn't sure, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I won't be anywhere near this ladies' night.
Okay, oh, I know, because you guys are,
It's opening night.
yeah. And then road closure, Brian, is that something that you look after for me, or do I
So
need?
your road
already
closure
done,
has
so-
already been taken care of.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so
All
what
right.
you need to do, and in the past, unless the contact has changed, is that you always get community policing.
Yes,
To do the barricades, and in the case of vendors, they're very good to help set up the vendors. But you do need to get in touch with them, and my recommendation is that you invite him to your meetings.
Oh, yeah.
John prefers that.
yeah, no, and
Yeah.
that's why I want to reach out to him.
So it is John, just to confirm.
Yeah.
It is John. What I got messed up is the food share, but that's another story.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah.
So this is the number, because
So I just confirmed their number.
that's the number I have for him. That's what he gave me.
Yeah.
It is
So
the right number.
Okay, so maybe he's just on holidays, because I have left, and he knows who I am, and
Yeah, and he sometimes is a little hard to get a hold
Okay,
of, but
so, yeah.
so, I did send John a copy of the report we took to council,
okay,
which listed the days. I did say to him if he could, if, you guys could connect in order
Yes.
to be able to
Yeah.
get this.
yeah, and when we did the summer, him and we worked together all day, right? So and I
Sure.
told him, I said, I won't leave it till the last minute. I'll make sure I contact you, just so we know we're on the same page and everything.
Okay, so
So
you have reached out to him then?
yes, I
Okay.
left him 2 messages.
Okay,
So yeah,
okay.
that's why I was just wanting to follow up, make sure I did have the same. So the stage should be set up about 2. I'll get the no parking signs. I guess I'll have to set them up like the night before, so people will know not to
Mhm.
park. And the vendors set up, and there was one more question that I was just gonna ask, it just slipped my mind now. Oh, yeah, okay, so this, going back to this, so. Sorry, this is rough, but I literally went through and just did this on Publisher and then created a PDF out of it. But I literally have like everything downtown here, and then I went through and put their address numbers in. So it makes it easier for me to know where everything is. And I know this is really small, so I do apologize, but basically how we had summer set up, so the stage, and then we want the open area for line dancing. But in order to be able to have more people sit in front of the stage, and yes, I know that these guys are licensed only for there, but I'd like to be able to set up tables and chairs in this area, and we'll put no alcohol in this, like I'll put up no alcohol signs, so that the pastry peddler and mercantile can still enjoy what's going on stage. They can have drinks, but if somebody buys food from them that aren't drinking, they can go still sit outside of their area. So it's going to increase like people that they can maybe not serve, but at least if they take it out, if they grab a piece of pizza, You know, but just increase the seating area in front of the stage, and then the vendors are gonna go all the way down.
You're gonna stack them in the middle again?
No, well, that was.
That really didn't. work.
No, I know. So I'm going to, I've been looking at it. And I think if we can get them, I'm gonna separate them but let them know ahead of time that they'll have like two sides to their, like, to show on their booth, right? Because if people are gonna walk up one way and down the other, sometimes vendors like to know how their booth is gonna set up, because they'll have one table one way and one table on the other, so they get the traffic from both sides. So if we kind of set them up, that's how some of them were set up, but they weren't sure. So yeah, so the vendors anyway are gonna go from behind there all the way up. And then if the food truck, that's what I gotta find out. So I really need to know, because I need to know where to put the food truck if the Lions participate. That's my only other key on this, is the Lions truck. And
So-
normally they go right at the end here. So you kind of got, you know, like these guys are here, and then you got the Legion and then the Lions, so it's kind of like separated.
So any other event I've been to, vendors, and I've been a vendor before, like you typically are set up back to back.
Yeah,
And you only have one opening, and that's how most are set up.
yeah,
Like I know a lot of people were trying to scramble at the summer event
Yeah.
there to try to figure out how to set their booth up to accommodate that.
And you're sometimes one person, right?
I think you're better back to back.
yeah. So, but what I think I'll do
The
this time.
issue
is
with the
bring-
back-to-back was you really have to coordinate that.
Well,
delivery.
and what I'll
That's-
do though, because we're not gonna have as much setup like over here. Here it's just like tables and chairs. This is gonna come in. But what I'll do is get all the odd people, all the odd numbers to come in first. This side will get set up, and then they can like move out, and then I'll get the even numbers to come in.
So.
What you almost want to do is even if they're odd, because they're not gonna show up as odds and evens, you know that.
They'll show up.
They'll show up when they show up. It's just hand them a number and then line,
And
like,
they figure out how to get to their spot.
yeah, because it just doesn't work. Like there's not enough room down there, and everybody has to bring their big truck and a big
Yeah.
trailer. It's chaos every time.
Yeah, but
So if
you
you're
can't, I
gonna do
can't
back to
really
back,
just.
and I don't disagree,
Yeah.
I think back to back is the
Yeah.
way to do it. But I think
it's
when they
not
show
like-
up,
Yeah,
when they show up, hand them a number. You're 1, you're 2, you're 3, you're 4, you're 5, you're 6, and then you stack them that way. Because you can't do here. It's just.
yeah, but I also can't just like leave it, because I need to know like where everybody is gonna be
I
ahead
don't
of.
think you need to know, do you? Like, can you
But
not?
because
direct
some of
first
them,
come,
it
first
depends on
served?
who
You
they
get
are.
If I could just jump in, like for previous ladies' night, I think what they did is they had tiered move-in times.
Yeah, and that's
So
what
they
I do.
assigned booths.
Yeah.
And they actually chalked out the actual booth space and put numbers on.
Yeah, that's what I did for summer.
And
And then everybody shows up.
well, for the most part, as long
No.
as you communicated
Yeah,
that
and
your
it's
move-in time is
communication.
at 2 o'clock or
And you
your
make
move-in
them
time
wait.
is at 3.
Yeah, no, we don't
Yeah.
let them in. at
And
the-
John's really good to
Yeah.
help with that as long as he
He
knows.
knows, yeah, so he would have the list, and this is who, you know, who, like, yeah, I'll talk to John and too and see. But I like back to back is what I.
So I
want.
know Bonnie and Kate would like actually print numbers.
Oh, no, I
Like,
did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're on here.
No,
right
no,
now.
I mean, put
But,
them
oh,
on the
no,
pavement.
oh, yeah, I did, yeah, and I went through, I was there at 7 in the morning and marked them off with a big, I bought the big chalk so I could write them.
So they just had like stickers
Yeah,
and they just plunked them down, but.
yeah,
you know.
So to that point, about 7 in the morning, we don't have to do that.
no, that was just.
Will there be time for us to have our meeting on August 3rd
Yeah.
as well as you do the,
Yeah.
okay. And Timmy, will you be able to attend the meeting? on
Typically, we defer it a week.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to get to that right now.
Okay, well, yeah,
Do we need to, in the past, that's exactly what happened. We moved the ladies' night.
okay, yeah,
We didn't move that, we moved our meeting.
yeah,
To the
another-
following week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that, because you're gonna be frenzied on that day. And maybe Timmy won't even be able to attend the meeting if that's your opening night and you're frenzied as well.
Timmy doesn't get frenzied.
August 10th would be then.
Okay, so that's another point in our adjournment, so maybe we can say that right now is.
You can do the vendor ladies, I
Yeah.
just get a motion.
Yeah, I think,
Well, you're-
yeah, because
So
the
you've
next
got your
meeting date at the
date.
bottom is
Yeah.
not really emotional.
Yeah. Okay, so that's basically all I have for the ladies' night.
Are we at 11.21 now? What happened to 11.2?
Good point. I was gonna interrupt Sherry on that one.
Can I interrupt everybody before we go
Yeah.
too far? We got like 5 minutes.
I know.
And I can't go past 10.
Okay. Well, you can leave and we still have quorum.
Mhm.
If others can stay.
Okay, let's keep going
But
here.
let's keep going. So we
Okay,
need
so-
we're going to have a motion to amend the next meeting date from, I'll make the motion, August 3rd to August 10th.
First two.
Okay. She's firsting now.
Okay.
Sherry is firsting. I'll second.
Okay.
Okay. And we've also received the report.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're moving on to the car show, which I don't want to talk about. I've already sent,
Just to clarify,
yeah,
are we receiving the report in the same motion that we're changing the meeting date?
Yeah, you can do
Yes.
that. You can receive item 11.21, which is your ladies' night. And then you can defer because of the ladies' night, you're deferring the
Yeah.
next meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
now, somebody just said, I don't think that was Sarah, the events agenda and itinerary. Can we defer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
So that means you're deferring everything underneath.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because she has a separate attachment to our agenda that addresses do you not?
for,
Is that what you were asking, Sarah?
I was just trying to figure out if 11.2, the way it's set up, the agenda and itinerary
Oh, yeah,
covers
that was
all of the events
So-
or just the ladies' night
So
event
you
or?
could adopt, if you didn't have any changes to anything and everyone spoke to anything, you could just adopt 11.2,
Two, okay,
period.
right,
Okay,
But you're actually getting into 11.21, 11.22,
Right.
and
Yeah.
so forth. You may not have any changes, then you're fine. But if you do, which you do, because of under ladies' night,
Then
you're amending
each of the-
your,
Now you broke them all up.
yeah, I gotcha.
so is there anything on the events agenda other than ladies' night that needs to be discussed?
oh, I think the other thing too, I just included was.
Hang on. Kathy, you sent the car show report via email and we all read it. Do we
Yeah.
not have to receive it?
Yeah, I just like to have it received and you don't have to talk about it and move on.
Was
that's
it part of the agenda package?
No, I had sent it out to everyone, and,
Was that,
but if you feel that it needs to be added to the minutes as an addendum. Where did I? Everybody got it, right? It was just a.
when did you send it out?
Yesterday.
Like,
Or was it the day
last night?
before yesterday? Oh, I know, it's in here. Okay, so. Let's see, so it involved the invoice, which we've already taken care of. And I sent out just the line schedule of who's doing what downtown. And now I've got
I don't think the email needs to be part of the agenda.
no, I don't think so
So-
either.
So leave it alone then.
Just, yeah, don't
But
confuse.
if everybody read what I sent out.
the
then-
problem is if you're making a motion to receive it, then the whole
Email has to
membership
become.
has
That's
to
right.
become part of the public record.
If it's just, if for information, just keep it off to the side and it's not a part of your record, or either it is, I don't know what you sent out, so.
And you've essentially updated us orally on the Lions Club car show event.
So leave it as an oral.
So leave it as an
Update.
oral update
Yeah.
and forget it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, then you're moving on to, so you just received 11.22.
Right, do we
Right.
need a motion for that?
Yeah.
Motion
Yeah.
received
Motion to receive.
first.
There you go, Ryan and someone
Second.
else. There you go.
All right.
And now you're on to 11.23.
Can we defer that by chance?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
2.4,
Can you
2.5.
motion to defer, please?
Yes, I will make that.
Okay,
You're gonna
second. Thank you.
Defer all of them?
Yeah.
And Christmas in the Village.
And
Do we want to talk about community care golf? We probably should. It's
when's the date for that?
September.
Okay, could we, so that could be referred to August, yes, or we do we
Well,
need?
what do we need to talk about? They ask us for
Well-
a check, we give them a check every year. It's part of donations.
Okay, is it in the budget?
Yes,
And how much is in the budget?
$200.
Thank you. That's what that's the request, and I do have any. So would we like to make a motion on that now?
So do you want me to do a check request requisition for that 200?
Yeah.
For the
And
next
and
meeting?
that can be a separate motion. It doesn't need to be part of the treasurer's report because we're just
You're
discussing
gonna
it
do
now.
it. deal with
You'll do
the
it for,
next one.
Next
yeah,
meeting.
Okay,
All right.
so a motion to, now we can, this is
So
a
I'm gonna help you
donation.
for a second.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, you're gonna receive 11.23.
Yeah,
You're gonna receive, you're gonna defer,
11.24.
sorry, pardon me, you're deferring 11.23.
Yeah,
You're gonna defer 11.24.
Right.
All in the same motion.
right, okay,
Okay.
I did, yeah.
And then you're gonna have your community care golf term, which is 11.25. And then
Yes.
you'll just need a motion to support the $200
Okay.
donation.
Sorry, it's actually promotion. It comes out of promotions.
Okay.
So 3150, because the honorarium donations is the Legion.
So 3150 is what I put that under.
3150,
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
And you just need a motion to support that.
Yeah, we did the motion, yes, to support it, right?
We have
no,
not.
No,
okay,
no.
Would you like to?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, so it's a donation under GL line.
3150
Promotion, yeah.
Okay, I will second.
There you go.
for community care.
You're good.
And so the check is
All in
made
favor.
payable directly to community care, correct?
Yeah.
All right. And we're all in favor. All right,
You're on 11.3.
all righty, BIA levy change, bylaw amendment, Bridget Iott.
Yeah, so I think you guys had asked what the process would be if you wanted to change the amount for your BIA levy. It would be something that would come forward as part of your budget process. You would bring it forward, council would have to approve it. So I think when you bring forward your budget, council would want to know that you have, I'm not speaking for council, but I am speaking for council.
Can I speak over here real quick? So I think you're on the wrong track. I don't think the question was about changing the levy, because that's obvious. If we want to change it, it goes to the council. I think the question was more, do we change how the allotment is done?
I
Is
I
that
think
not
the same
question?
thing, though. I think there's, it
No,
would,
it's vastly different.
I think
Like,
it's,
because you were on an allotment, like, can we use the impact assessment to levy?
oh, we
the
know we
BIA.
can,
Right,
yeah,
but that's not how we do it today.
but that's
That's
not
how,
how we do it today.
right, that's what would be the bylaw amendment. I think where you're going is if we want to change it from the $310 or whatever to something else.
Yeah.
That goes back to council, that's business as usual. That's not so much a bylaw adjustment as it is a council budget approval. So let's be clear here. Are we talking about
How it's
increasing
calculated? How it's calculated? Is that what you mean?
what it is
Or who would apply?
or how it gets applied?
So you're talking about the levy versus what you currently have now.
No.
No.
So put it this way, if the levy's $300 and we want to make it 310,
Okay,
we build a budget around 310, we take it to council, council
Right,
approves it, we're done.
right.
including your members.
If what we want to do is look at the assessed property value of the businesses.
Oh, a different way of doing it.
And recalculate our bigger number against that assessed property value to then figure out what businesses pay. That's a way bigger kettle
That's a
of
whole
fish.
different.
I think it is
that's a whole
still
different-
addressed at your budget, though. I think
I
it
think-
is
I
something that
agree.
you would.
I think it is too.
Sorry, guys. The budget's the budget, right? If we need 13,000 or 15,000, that's what our budget will dictate.
Right,
How we collect that is an entirely different game.
but I think it's still,
It'll still have to go before council.
Yeah, either way, it goes before council.
Or
But one,
changing that.
Yes.
And that would then go to council.
totally, but one is business as usual. The other is a complete new way of doing it.
That's correct.
Yeah,
But it could impact the amount, right?
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It will.
so I think when we reviewed the municipal act yesterday, Yvette and I kind of went through it, and
Either
I
works.
I believe there's a breakdown as to how you can calculate it, right? So whether it's percentage of the assessment, whatever, there are different ways you can calculate it. And I believe all of that was part of your budget process. So you could bring forward as part of your report to council. Here's our budget.
Mhm.
We've based it on changing the way we allocate it.
I kind of disagree, right? Because
Well, we
the-
can bring it back to the
'cause
committee
the
and
budget-
discuss it further.
whatever the total dollar value is completely separate discussion from how it gets collected.
So Ryan, are you suggesting that we can address now how it's calculated versus how much we want?
Well,
You can.
you have a
yeah.
budget conversation, you have a budget conversation about your budget. You set your budget, you make your plan,
Say
you
we
come up
want
with a number.
$20,000 now instead of $13,000.
Now that you come up with 20,000 instead of 13, you figure out whether you just increase everybody by $200 or you
We use a
disperse.
system that
You
normally is used across in the province of Ontario, which is the assessment system.
It sounds like a very biased opinion
It's
and,
not commonly used, but
but
When I went to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
OBIA conference.
anyway, still, we still haven't
Yeah,
covered
but they
off
said
what.
there's only a handful of
What you wanna
OBIA.
do.
Seems like it's a longer
that don't use
conversation.
the Percentage
Yes.
now.
Then
Why
we
don't you
have.
defer that to next meeting and we can take a look at.
either way, as far as if I may, either way you decide to how to change the collection process, whatever that way you want to do it, there are options under the act, absolutely. No matter what the board wants to do, the board needs to have a discussion on what they want to do.
Mhm.
And then they bring that forward to council on making that change.
Right.
It's all at the same time. I think where Bridget was going is that you need to do that during our budget time frame because that needs to be implemented prior to the end of the year. That direction needs to be brought forward to council for consideration.
So there are two parts to it, but do it all at once.
I'm just doing all at
Yeah.
once.
But I think you
But you
also,
have to decide as a board if you want to change the way you want to do that.
Agreed.
and I think
That's it.
you'd want member support too, right? So you'd want to bring that forward to your membership, that's what you're proposing to do.
Right now, the distribution is supposedly equal. and This would change that distribution.
That's
Right.
correct, it would.
Right, right.
So it is something that I agree we need to take to our membership before we take it to council.
You have to, yes.
Mhm. So maybe the time to do that is your AGM. You can bring it forward that you're gonna change the
Yeah, but the
system.
AGM is sort of past the budget time, so it's sort of difficult to.
It is the budget,
Yeah, it's all, yeah,
November, right?
yeah,
but the AGM is you're supposed to be presenting your budget for where you're going.
yeah.
I think you have a
and I-
special meeting, if I may, you have
yeah.
a special meeting prior to.
I agree.
If the board wants to pursue that option, that's if the board wants to pursue that option and the board clearly understand what that option is. Before you do that decision. Then you would maybe have a special meeting with your members and then you can. share-
Prior to the AGM.
That's right.
That's what I think too.
But I think it's important that we highlight the pros and cons of both ways.
Absolutely, of
Mhm.
course, you do a special meeting and explain it.
It
Yeah.
will affect everybody.
Okay.
Can we set a date for that right now?
I don't think as a board, we understand what the implications are, so I
Yeah.
think we need to go through that
That's what I mean. I
first.
think we need to
But that's like,
understand this.
I'm members versus landowners and, you know, it affects.
So
all-
if you read your handbook, it is described, the formula is there for the assessment system for the levy. And so
but it's a guideline, right? Like there's maximums, there's minimums, because you don't,
you can set that, you can set,
it's a guideline.
you can set a maximum and a minimum, but then the formula applies.
So as the chair, why don't you report back to your committee member, your board members on, here's the options, here's what it looked like, and then you can have that discussion.
And then we bring a special meeting to the
Depending
members.
upon your.
Depending on what-
Board,
Yeah.
then you would then discuss that with your AGM, but you should discuss those options and what that's gonna look like first before your board makes a decision on that.
So we need to defer this topic.
I would definitely defer it, but
Mhm.
report back at a later meeting.
Let's see, did you just force that? I'll second it then.
And Kathy, if you'd like some assistance on what that might look like, so you can bring options back, we're happy.
I
to
would
help
like
you.
that,
We're
yeah,
happy.
yeah, like
Okay.
concrete examples.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're the chair, so
Yeah.
you have a lot of information on that to do your research, but if you want us to help you with that, we're happy to help you,
Okay,
okay?
all right,
As chair,
so,
we're happy to do
so
that.
we'll defer,
Yep.
that
defer.
item to next meeting, and I will bring a report. If that's assistance.
That would be Bridget and Yvette,
Okay,
mostly Bridget. Mostly Bridget?
everything lands on Bridget, it seems.
I know, I'm here to help Bridget.
She always does. She always does.
So we're receiving Bridget Iott's report, is that the motion?
I think we're
No.
deferring the
We're deferring.
conversation to
Deferring.
next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because there's more to learn.
Yeah.
All right,
We deferred it.
okay. BIA Associate Membership Program. Okay, I am reporting on this, but I think that I sent a revised guiding principle.
It was sent out, I don't know if everyone saw it, it was sent out yesterday.
Yeah,
Bridget, your comments were great. I included them all, but the zoning, I'm not a zoning expert. I do not want to become one. I do not even know zoning requirements.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's probably not your pig, not your farm.
Right? Other than that, everything worked. We took all of the changes and implemented them.
and we amended the, I amended the graphic piece as well. Which was just 2 amendments, which is the prorated is no longer in effect. And so our membership would be from whenever we adopt our policy, the first of the month thereafter for 365 days. And also, is that?
So
the
sorry,
other-
how do you track that then? So you can sign up on the first of any month?
What it means is that if you sign up in October,
Mhm.
you pay $200 and you're done the end of July.
The renewal's August 1.
This
So if I sign up in June,
Yeah, you only get 2 months worth.
Mhm. You pay 200.
I'm not paying $200 for 2 months.
yeah, I thought that was a
The
foolish way of doing it.
So actually, Ryan, this was your suggestion not to prorate, because then what would happen is somebody would come along in the month of November and say, here's $18 for my prorated calendar year.
So sorry, my suggestion was, if
Yeah.
you sign up in June and they pay their $200,
Yeah,
right? Then come August, they get whatever the difference is,
credit.
the credit for the difference,
Credit would work.
right? So their
You have
next
to
$200,
You have to
Keep
track
track
it.
of that.
yeah, because
I mean, it doesn't, it seems to me like we're not gonna be overrun with associate members, to be fair. I think, if we have 5 or 10, we're doing great. And it wouldn't seem to be too hard to keep track of when they.
So it'd be so not a prorated, but they
A
would
credit.
get a credit. So like
Okay.
$16.66 per month is what it would equal out to be.
Yeah.
So they would, but would we do that for the whole year?
$16, is it? Yeah,
That's what it would
yeah.
work out, 200 divided by 12, right?
So what I thought you were raising, Ryan, it was a very good point. So somebody applies in November, and the only reason that they've done that is because they want a 50% discount on a Christmas in the Village booth.
Mhm.
So can we defer this to the next meeting and make those changes? With that,
Well, what are the changes that are being suggested now?
that a credit be applied.
Yeah, if that's
Well,
the
you
only
haven't even
thing.
adopted your
Right.
guidelines of principles.
Right.
And you need to
So-
understand what you're asking or what your criteria is before you start promoting it.
Which is what they've been
So,
working
so
on.
there's the criteria, and then there's the financial piece of it. So which do we want to talk about right now? Do we want to go back to the guiding principles?
I think weren't like through the emails going back and forth, did you not come up with like a final one with everything?
We did, unless anyone has any questions or concerns.
Is this to be part of your public record though, guys? Because it should have been included as part of your past.
I thought your email.
I think the
Yes,
one that.
yes, I understand that.
Changes,
And
then
then-
yes, it is.
Oh, then
She
it's not gonna-
implemented the
sorry.
change
Okay.
yesterday,
Okay.
and now we're having a
There's
meeting.
one
this
that
morning,
includes,
so-
we just changes minus the zoning requirement.
I haven't seen that one.
Kathy sent it last night.
Oh, I wouldn't have gone to that.
I didn't copy you of that. I did copy Cindy Page because in Bridget's email, she had included Cindy.
I had included that as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed you of that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Hate to
I
be
haven't-
technical here, but we don't have it for this agenda.
No,
So I don't. know how to-
I defer to your next meeting and talk about it, and that gives everyone a chance to review everything, and that would be my suggestion. Just so you're not rushed and no one's feeling that they're rushed. So you make sure that it's correct first. So your policy and then your promotional piece, is that how it went?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So-
think that because we do have associate members that are up in the air about, you know, what do I pay for my booth? I think that's what we're up in the air about. I have.
Especially for ladies night.
I have associate members, so I was just,
Look,
okay,
I-
wait,
Charge them if they become an associate member, refund them.
okay. So I'll let them know that, yeah,
You already have associate members, is that what
that
you're
want to
saying?
be vendors in,
People that wanna be associate members.
Oh, because
Well-
they want the
Wait.
discount.
Yeah, they want the 50% off for the.
So I
booth.
read one that said 25%. This
No,
one
that's
says-
the only.
At the last meeting, we adjusted that to by consensus. There was no adoption of the policy because we couldn't get past the guideline part. But there seemed to be consensus that we were giving a 50% discount on vendors.
Vendors. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. If they were associate member.
Yeah.
So how many vendors do you have now that are associate members?
I'd have to go back and check. There's like, again, we don't
That
have.
wanna be.
Yeah, like.
All that want to.
Yeah, we don't have any
currently.
associate members.
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah, well, no, in our list, we have associate.
there's the.
Yeah, we have associate members on our list.
The animal hospital.
Yeah, and
They were associate member in the past, but now they're associate members and they want to have booths at events.
And they paid the 200.
They actually, what did they pay last time? They were considering.
nobody's paid since I've come on board as treasurer. And one person paid in November and refunding them because it's taken so long to get the associate membership.
Okay, so my
things
question
going
to
on.
you guys is, do you currently have paid associate members?
That
No.
would have paid from last year or no?
Yes. So they're going annually, right? So if they paid last January or they paid last July till this July or whatever, do you currently have right now that members that have paid for $200 for annually? Meaning
It
for
says year
1
to
year
date
membership?
1,600 minus 1,600 in our, so there must have been there must have
No,
been,
that's the budget.
oh, our budget, okay.
That's how many they were.
So for this calendar year, I would say no one has paid.
So no one last year paid in July to this July or from last August
No,
to this
because,
August?
because
well, you had the one
in
in November.
previous years, it would have been the
Would have been
calendar
November.
year.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would have been January to January. Okay, so no one has then paid, so you have no vendors that have paid 200, or no, sorry,
So if they-
no associate members that have paid $200 for this year,
But they're
correct?
to our.
I don't know if anybody paid last year, would it have?
For,
So until we sort this out and say, let them pay for the
Let them
booth.
pay a regular.
And-
booth
okay,
price.
And we'll credit it back.
Yeah.
When
So
they become associate members.
that being said, was there anyone that got a discount for the summer event?
No.
Anticipating they, okay.
no, they
Okay,
were
so
all,
then, so let's, you're, so
Going
no.
forward, I
Yeah,
agree with
okay,
Mike.
so
Okay.
just tell them, I can just answer them back and say,
Just say right now it's
Yeah.
200, or right now it's whatever.
$60, yeah, okay.
$60, and if
no, perfect.
we're
as long as
working
I
on
know
an
how to,
associate
yeah.
membership, and when we get that information
Yeah,
forwarded and it's
There'd be a
available,
credit.
then you can get a credit.
yeah, and that's what, yeah, I basically said we're gonna have a meeting today and I'll get back to you, so.
So right
I can-
now, you're not in a position. to
okay.
approve
We need a
this.
motion to defer.
Almost.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
So this is all aspects of it, not just the guidelines, but the,
Yeah,
okay.
11.5 is the next one, and I think we need to defer that. Recruitment of new board members.
Ongoing.
yeah, it's ongoing.
Right. Downtown parking.
I know that it is because I keep hearing, and I know we have 2-hour parking signs down there. I just don't understand, like at 10, is there something we can do that maybe?
In the minutes, I put, just so you know, from the last
Yeah.
meeting, in the minutes, I put, that is not an us problem, that is a township issue.
Okay, so I'm asking the
People need to
township
bring it
that
to
they're
the
here.
businesses, need to bring it individually to the township if they have a problem with parking. That's not a BIA.
So that's what you want me
guys
to tell the
are-
businesses? Come.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Okay,
I will say.
at least
though,
I have an answer to say to them, right?
If they have a parking issue,
Well, because they're
we
tenants.
can contact, buyers.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, perfect.
On
Thank you.
websites for other BIAs, they have a tab parking. And it goes to the township's policy for, you know,
Mhm.
where
Whatever
the
the
municipal
parking
parking,
policy
yeah,
is. Yep.
yeah. But it is come to BIA many times before. the
We're
whole
fully
parking
aware of the
thing,
parking
yeah.
issue.
But what we, our response is, it's not us.
Yeah.
Take your concern, respectfully take your concern.
Yeah.
to the Township, we'll look
Yeah.
into it.
Okay, as long as I can give them an answer, it's better than,
Yep.
you know, going like,
Receive.
yeah, thank you. All right,
Do
We
you
have no-
seconder?
Second.
We have no correspondence, and we've already decided our next meeting date, and so I have a motion to adjourn, please.
I'll adjourn.
And the time is,
And
10:21.
okay, we're late.